What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles. You are listening to Lyles Movie Files. We're going to break down two of the big summer slash fall shows that have just wrapped up, Lovecraft Country and The Boys Season 2. And right now, we're going to talk about The Boys Season 2 because there's a lot to dissect with that one. So let's start it off. Welcome to the show, little brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Jeffrey?
I won't complain as of this moment just yet. Check back in about 25 seconds.
Will do.
Good deal. Chi, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Another week. We at the midway point. Whenever we do the podcast, I'm always like, "Is this the midway point of the week?" I got just 2 more days in front of me, so it's always a pleasure knowing that, and it's always a pleasure doing the podcast.
Outstanding. Jay King, how are you, man?
Doing very well. How are you? How's everybody?
Doing good so far. And Big Gun Gunner, how are you?
Good, yo. I'm good. What's going on, y'all?
We're about to get it on, popping, crack-a-lacking, as they say. Since you are all on here right now, we're going to talk about The Boys Season 2 and Lovecraft Country. But there's some breaking news, Jace, that actually came today instead of tomorrow.
What?
So right after we finish the show. Yeah, it's crazy. Jared Leto is shooting scenes for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So he's going to be in the Snyder cut of Justice League.
Huh.
Thought.
Well, he was. Wow.
Okay. That's good for continuity. Bad for Joker.
I hated his Joker. So I'd rather act like that wasn't a thing.
Yeah. I mean, again, good for continuity, but thanks.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's I always say, it's like the scene where he and Harley are like dressed up like traditional Harley and Joker. If they're gonna use that in in Justice League, that'd be cool. But it's like they're trying to be rapper, gangster, and tatted up. Like, nah, dude, I'm good.
Right. Super hipster, weird ass.
Like, I don't know, man. The image of that Joker, I like for today, right? If it was more, I think Leto's performance as Joker left a lot of. It's like he wasn't playing a Joker. He was playing. To me, when I watch his performance as the Joker, it's like he's dressed up as the Joker, but he's playing some douchebag at the club who had one too many and is about to get laid out by security or tossed out by security. That's what he seems like to me. If he would have played it more close to the Joker, then you probably could have got over the imagery, because for what it's worth, for today's audience, that look works to me. It works. I just think that the way he played it was like, you're a douchebag. I just can't get behind you at all. Even though the Joker is not, you're not supposed to root for the Joker, but you do root for the Joker. If he would have played it better, the image, the way he looked would have fit it. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just talking sideways.
Chief, what do you think?
I hated that Joker. And the movie was pretty much garbage too. I don't know. I don't. For, my man, you know what I mean. My man kind of ruined the Joker for people afterwards, because you look at a Joker and you think of a certain standard of Joker. So, and actors play, I guess, their vision of what the Joker should be. But Yvonne's right. He's just like the cool kid who turned bad or something like that. You know what I mean? It was just a bad, the Joker's got pistols. He's just a gangster with green hair. Like, there was nothing Jokerish about him other than, you know what I mean? The look. No, I'm not. I'm looking forward to the cut. I don't know. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that Joker, but we'll see. I mean, it may all Zack Snyder might put it all together, and it might be beautiful, and that's all we can hope for at this point. Something beautiful.
So I'm curious now what he's going to do because I guess you could have a Batman flashing back to a time where Joker is killing Robin, maybe, or you change up that whole post-credit scene and have Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor and Joe. What's Joe's last name? I'm saying now the Jello
Yeah.
Deathstroke, and then have Jared Leto in that scene, like, hey, you want to join our league of our own? And I also think with Joker, he's a kind of flexible character where even the same actor could portray him in a different way. I mean, because in the comics, like anytime somebody gets a hold of him, they kind of write him a different way than the next guy. So I'm wondering if maybe Leto for a Snyder version just plays a more traditional version of Joker that fits in line with what we're thinking. Because the Lex Luthor we saw at the end of Justice League was much better than the theatrical version we saw in Batman versus Superman, which may be his whole point all along to kind of get us interested and hyped up to see a Justice League 2 where they're fighting the Injustice League. I was trying to pay money to see.
I was gonna say like that's it. I still wondering if they're just gonna like, yeah, we say that isn't continuity anymore, but nothing we did after that makes it so that's not continuity. I mean, like the theatrical version of Justice League is continuity. It's like if you just change up certain things at the end of that movie, it's like that's not. Unless his version is completely different, it's just like we get an actual. I mean, like I said, a Justice League. Um, we can't have Black Adam in here, but maybe we can have somebody from Shazam in there. I mean, Doctor Savannah. Like, so I don't know.
Yeah, so got that. And let's stick with DC News for a second here. Warner Brothers is supposedly going to make a decision about Chief's favorite upcoming film, Wonder Woman 1984. They're going to decide in the next few weeks what the status is with the December release. Does anybody want to take any money that they're going to keep that December date or move it to 2021 or 2022?
My money's on summer 2021.
I'd spend the money. Why not?
Well, here's the thing: if AMC's theaters is letting you rent out theaters for $99, I think they might actually release it this year. Because they'll be like, if you feel comfortable putting your little small group of people in there and renting out this theater, we might actually make the money. It's
99 is nothing compared to what they would pay.
That's nothing,
dude.
Yeah, that's like three people's tickets.
That's 4 tickets.
Where you are. It's just like, all right, if we could, if that would be the time, if I'm Patty Jenkins, I'm like, I would fight hard for them to say, hey, do not release this movie. If you put it on VOD in December, I can live with that far more than you trying to put this out in theaters in 2021.
I got an idea. Instead of movie theater companies, AMC, Regal, whoever the hell else is out there, instead of bitching and moaning about movies not coming out and things going to VOD and being upset about studios for that, how about you create an app? How about you create a format to where studios can release their movies on your format, their wide release new movies on your format, and people can pay you whatever the cost of admission is for a ticket, or even 20% less than that, 15, 10%. Give us a COVID discount, whatever. Create it. You had 9 months, 8 months now to do this.
That's true.
At least within 6 months, 5 months, right? You could have introduced this starting January 1, 2021, and say, hey,
they want to stay.
There it is, Gunner.
Well, Javon,
they want to stay Blockbuster, dog.
They
want to stay Blockbuster.
They were really banking on every theater reopening because there's no uniform policy from state to state, and some of them were reopening. I think New York was reopening or did reopen their theaters. It's just a mess in terms of what the shared unified plan and strategy is for theatrical releases. And they had all these films that got pushed from the spring that were like, all right, we're going to put the James Bond out in December. We're going to put Wonder Woman in December now. We've got Dune coming. So if you guys just stay the course and just wait, we've got, the lights at the other end of the tunnel and it's almost here. And
Well,
if
I
they
mean,
were banking on that, then it's like, shoot, now we got to come up with something all over. I'm with you that from us, 9 months is a stupid long time not to come up with some strategy. But they were banking on everything
but
being fine.
even from our point of view, Jason, I'm looking at a logistical businessman's point of view, thinking, hey, I can't wait for the rest of the world to get their act together, especially whatever's happening in our country. We're a dumpster fire right now, so I can't wait for us to get it together. What I'm going to do is be, I hate to say it, but proactive and do something to protect my business and interests and also prepare for the future because this is what it's going to be. We talked about this last week. I know it's not going to be 2 years from now. We're not going to be going to movie theaters, but I think this is with streaming services. Like, for example, I can't watch Rick and Morty or South Park on their networks now because they censor everything. Because if I got HBO Max. I can watch it completely uncensored with no corruption. With no commercial interruptions, right? If I have the choice to watch Wonder Woman 1984 at home rather than get up, go to the theater, some people like the experience, but if I'm not one of those people, if I'm one of those people that I lean either way, I'd rather watch it at home and eat my food and go to my bathroom because I know it's clean or at least my funk is in it, I would rather be one of those folks, right? I would rather be one of those folks. And
my farts and my freaking cushion.
These are my farts. This is my butt print on my toilet seat, and I'm comfortable with that. I can pause the movie if I want more popcorn or more salt and vinegar chips or whatever I eat. I just think it would do them some justice or would have done them some justice to prepare for this and say, hey, this is the route we're going. And even though we're going to keep our theaters open, going forward, you have this option should you choose it and just see where it goes. You could have been an industry leader. I would have done it. That's my lens.
All right, so let's see here. Moving on to Marvel, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier we know is coming, and we've already known that the WandaVision show is going to feature the return of Darcy from the Thor universe. But now word's coming out the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is also going to bring back characters from earlier Marvel films. Considering Falcon and Winter Soldier shouldn't be fighting the Abomination, who are some of the characters from the early Marvel films that you'd like to see come back in maybe a cameo role or maybe a key supporting role in this Disney Plus series?
I got the leader. I'd like to see him come back. Or was that
Ed Norton's Hulk? Want Ed Norton's Hulk back?
Nobody else? The leader's too much.
I have to think about it.
No, but you could use the lead. He's in the early stages of becoming the leader, so you could try and use him in a
fighting Baron Zemo though. He'd be the same kind of character.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm trying. Okay, so I'm trying to think anybody else who could be part of the Masters of Evil. I guess.
Did y'all enjoy Abomination? I thought the Hulk with Abomination was good. I thought Abomination might.
That'd be great.
Be a nice character to bring back.
How are Falcon and Winter Soldier gonna fight the dude that was battling Hulk?
Well, they gotta do a cameo with Ruffalo's Hulk.
He's gonna be busy with She-Hulk.
Okay.
But then what's the brainy dude? The brainy dude. Remember they were cameoing to that when the shit dripped in his brain. What's his name? The leader. The leader. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Okay, so that's it. I thought it was something else.
Okay. You could do Whiplash.
Oh.
I think he would be.
Yeah, he could.
Maybe a better version of him, right? I wasn't a fan of the Mickey Rourke one.
Did he die? I don't remember if he was killed in that end of Iron Man 2.
Did he blow up?
Yeah, he blew up.
Oh, well, maybe there's an option then you could have Whiplash 2 come in.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I'm just trying to think of memorable supporting characters. We already know that Emily Van Camp is going to be back. Is Agent Carter or Agent 13?
Yeah.
She's going to be back. And a lot of Captain America films, the people who were in part 2 are dead except for her or not around. Maybe
Some of the higher.
Yeah, all those guys are done. And Thor, we've
What
got
about your boy?
Selvig.
In that, the main bad guy that what's her name blew up into the building. I thought he was supposed to come back in some weird continuity thing.
Which dude?
Romolo.
Crossbones? Oh, Romolo.
Yeah.
Guess we didn't see a body, so technically.
Yeah.
Maybe. I would like to see that because Falcon has a little bit of a vendetta with him anyway. Okay. So I just thought that was kind of interesting that they're looking to bring back some more people. And it looks like that Black Adam film, Dwayne Johnson's film, is going to continue pissing off people who hate diversity because there's one last member of this Justice Society, and they're looking to cast Isabella Moner or Leslie Grace, who are both non-white actresses, to play the role of Cyclone. That's interesting because I'm pretty sure at this rate we're just going to have one white guy in Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam Justice Society, which is very interesting. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what they do with that.
Oh, the backlash.
Oh gosh, it's going to be delicious tears of anguish. And why do they always want to cast diverse people now in movies?
But I had an argument with another brother. About why Hawkman should actually be black. He was like, nah, I don't like it. It looks corny. And da-da-da. And I'm like, last I checked, the origins were ancient Egypt, and he's just reincarnated. So he could be black either way you look at it. Yeah. He was like, oh, I didn't know the origins. Well, then shut the F up.
We're talking.
Then stop talking.
Just because you saw his Justice League when you were a kid, you think that's what it was. It's like every one of his stories is like, yeah, that's not... I mean,
it don't sound right.
Yeah. And almost like, wait, he's a white guy? You almost put a question mark behind it. Like, really? Oh,
right.
Okay.
That's like that guys in, oh man, what's that stupid movie?
Gods and Monsters? Or
was it? No, the Egyptian movie with Christian Bale and
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm thinking of it. Yeah, I just got the wrong title. It's Gods and something.
God.
Yeah.
Pretty happy I've almost completely
Gods and
out.
Yeah, exactly.
Exodus, Gods and Kings. Trash.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right, so now we've talked about the news. That's everything. Now let's talk about the boys. So when I started watching this season, I was like, cool. They're doing all the crazy stuff they were doing. Love it. Maybe by episode 3, I was like, I'm not sure if this is going to keep going. If they can keep this up with the political satire, the sharp biting commentary on our obsession and fascination with celebrities, how real superheroes would act in the actual world and not be so concerned about truth, justice in the American way. And then I was just thinking, these guys are horribly outmatched against these superheroes / supervillains. How is this going to work in a way that's going to make this thing keep me invested on the hook for season 3? Then that season finale came, and I was like, oh man, here's my Sharpie so I can sign up for season 3. Chief, Jace, you guys watch season 2. What do you think about how the boys play this thing out?
Okay. I like I said, I waited till all the episodes came out so I could just kind of binge it like I did the first season. And when I was finished, I was like, I'm not surprised. I like most of the stuff that Eric Kripke does. He did Timeless, he did Supernatural, and it's like he makes it so it's like, all right, if you're in, you're in. I mean, once you get in, I can write this stuff and put me in 8 episodes. I can really write. I mean, I can help write a good show. And like just seeing like kind of how like the evolution, like when you see like a Stormfront, you're like, that seems like how some. I mean, she was like perfectly using social media, and it was like,
right,
yeah, that's just like using memes and all that. That was good. And then just like even like cause like is I noticed, like, I'm like, when I was first watching, I'm like, Stormbringer, like, man, Stormfront. I'm like, that name sounds really like one of those right-wing supremacist groups. And then it's like, it is. It's like, she literally is an old Nazi. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, that worked out perfectly. I mean, because she gave out little hints of it, but it was like, oh, okay, definitely. They played that out perfectly.
Yeah.
Hold
on. Chief, what was your thoughts on something before Jace breaks through all of his takes on
it? It was another great season to me. I love how like sinister, they all were, and devious, and especially I can't remember names, and I don't know why. The evil guy, Homelander. So Homelander, man, he opened up a whole new level of evil this season. And Homelander never really struck me as really smart, but this season, man, he was just kind of he was on his grizzly. He was handling everybody. The Stormfront joint was good. It got the Billy Butcher situation with his wife got resolved to some degree. It was just a good season, man. You know me, I hate the way they pieced it out to us, but at the same time, every Friday I was there watching. It was funny. It was the whole. If next season is as good as the first two, man, it'll be a great series. So yeah, I recommend that if you're not watching The Boys, you get into it. It's really good.
So I'm trying to decide which was the most ridiculous part of the season. If it was when the Deep tried to get back with the Seven and he brought the whale out. Like I felt so horrible laughing as long as I did on that because it was just like I can't believe that just happened. That was so ridiculous. But oh man, I was just about in tears from crying with laughter. I mean, it was just like that was so ridiculous and absurd, and it's something that could actually happen, but it would never happen in an Aquaman movie. I mean, it's just like whoa. And then like so much at the end of the season with A Train. Like the dude, especially that season finale, like A Train was like the quiet MVP with all the stuff he was doing, and like when he gives the documents over, and he's like, "Man, pump her!" It's like that was perfect. And then he was so funny to me this season, as opposed to the first season where it's kind of like, okay, he's cool. This season he really stepped up, and I like that he had a storyline that meant something and kind of took him on this interesting arc where they're never trying to redeem these guys, which I think is a cool part about the show. They're always just looking out for themselves, and if doing the right thing just so happens to work with something they want to do, then great. But it's not something where it's like, well, I need to do this to help the greater good. I love that. So, Jace, what else are you going to say about it?
Oh, no, I think my thing was Homelander truly was like, I mean, like his menacing, stalking, like Billy's wife was like, oh my gosh, like if you weren't afraid for everybody in that situation, I'm like, this psychopath, just like, hey, I'm just gonna pop in anytime I want, and I can kill you, anybody in this whole place, and nobody's gonna do anything about it. Like I mean, like how he's portrayed is like this ultimate good guy to the world, but everybody who knows him's like, you should be 100% afraid of him. And all it's going to take is him having a bad day, and he might literally do like he did. Like his little thought at that rally and just kill everybody.
Dude, the thing at the rally though was nuts because I was like, wow, man, I can't believe he did that. But I totally was like, yeah, he did that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
When it was like, oh, he didn't, I was like, oh, wow, okay. He had some restraint because I was like, yeah, he did that.
Oh, I thought I had to pause it after that. I'm like, oh, he totally did it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what else was good about the season? The other characters, the other supers. When that dude, because you talked about the whale, but when that dude took his Jimmy and wrapped it around the black dude's neck.
Yeah. I was like, is that a dick? That's not a dick.
Hey, listen.
That was so funny.
I was crying.
Oh,
I was crying, man. So yeah, and just the range, like they had a whole bunch of supers on this season with different powers, and even old girl at the end who was blowing the heads off of people. I can't wait to see where that storyline goes.
Right. Gunnar, how far have you gotten into it?
What, I finished. This shit was
amazing. Oh, perfect, great. So, what were your thoughts on it? I wasn't trying to keep you out, but I wasn't sure if you.
Oh no, no worries. No, okay. I mean, no, you can do whatever you want, Jeff.
Homelander, I can do whatever I want.
That was like, yeah, that's kind of hilarious. I was like, okay, is that like a precursor to Hero-gasm? Because that needs to happen next season. I find it hilarious that Black Noir has a peanut allergy, so I guess we're not going to get the Black Noir surprise. Or maybe we can. I don't know, but it doesn't look like we're getting the Black Noir surprise.
Showrunner said he is coming back, so he didn't die.
No, he's not dead. He's just had an allergy. That's his weakness. That's different. But it just looked like we're not going to get the Black Noir surprise that we got in the comic book, right? So I don't know. That's the little part that I was like, that was the only thing I was looking forward to. But when old boy just like, the little boy was like, I'm done. He like killed Stormfront with like one look, where I don't even know if Homelander would have done that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he was just like, I'm good.
It was interesting we didn't see what he did, because it was like, did he laser blast, or was there some like nuke bomb explosion on her?
No, it looked like his eyes were doing the thing, but maybe they're more powerful than his. You know what I mean? Than the Homelander's, because he sliced his mom's neck by accident. That was heartbreaking. I was like, damn.
It really was.
Like,
I had never really cared about Becca, but in that moment, I was like, wow. I felt bad for Ryan, for Billy. It's like, man, this really was. They set it up really well, I thought.
Yeah.
Right. So you're saying in a couple episodes, a character you didn't see that much you actually cared about?
It's weird, right?
Huh.
It's weird, but it was like, it's heartbreaking to see the kid lose his mom, because we always saw them together. I think they did a good job of doing that, even though we didn't see her that much. You know what I mean? I think they did a good job with like, oh snap, this kid ain't got no mom. That's heartbreaking. Right. Now he has to go to the system and like the real system. Shit.
And it's like you have to wonder, it's like, all right, is this kid gonna have like some accelerated growth? Like, and then maybe it's like, I'm taking revenge on all of y'all. You killed my mom. You didn't protect anybody. I'm just gonna go super Homelander and be able to beat Homelander. You never know.
Yeah, he could like double as Black Noir real quick in a thing, and then the comic book stuff will come true. Like, I can see that happening. I'd write that shit, but you never know. But yeah, I dig it, Jay. Like somehow, some way, he's gonna come back on his dad and be like, forget this dude.
Yeah, and one storyline that I love, because it just skewered how the media will hype up something with Brave Maeve. It just how they were just so like, yo, you're not bisexual. And then what's the joy? They were like, you're not bisexual. This isn't Penthouse Forum. Or no, they were like, no, we found that our audience prefers one to be more masculine. This isn't Penthouse Forum. I died on that. I was like, yo, this show.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Nobody.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, this is literally how that works.
Yeah, it was hilarious, man.
They trolled everything.
They
trolled the hell out of that, and they trolled the whole girls get it done.
Oh man,
they trolled the hell out of
Avengers
Endgame. Yeah.
And then they did it for Dawn of Justice with Dawn of the Seven. We'll get a Hans Zimmer score. It'll be great. It'll be loud and
wonderful. And then at the end, they were like, damn, girls really do get it done. Like, there you go.
Dude, that fight scene, I was like, yes. They didn't need us any like big budget super effects, just them punching and stomping away at Stormfront. I was like, oh, more of this scene, please.
Young, they did the whole the Goodfellas on Stormfront.
Oh, they did. It was awesome. I was like, they could just keep that going. And I'm not sure if she's dead because we never really saw. I mean, we saw her kind of like shell shocked and dismembered, but I don't know if she was dead. So maybe they'll bring her back at some point.
Maybe.
We got a whole supervillain prison.
Right.
I mean, we don't know anything about but I'm intrigued. Like the girl who's on hitchhiking, like the one who got out of the asylum.
Yeah.
Like I'm wondering what she's gonna do next season.
Because I knew she was the one that was popping heads. It was like, oh man, that actually surprised me. But one thing or two things. So when you guys were talking about Homelander being the super stalker, I was like, I wonder if this is them making fun of Superman Returns with Super Stalker Superman.
Bingo. I'll be around.
Yeah, all the time. And as I watched the latest commercial for The Mandalorian, I'm just like, Giancarlo Esposito is amazing in everything he does. That scene he had with Billy in the restaurant where he was like, anger is a white man's privilege, not mine.
Oh my gosh!
Listen, he wasn't seen that. He was like in what 3 scenes? And
I think he was in like
show.
4 episodes, but those scenes, man, it made us like, dude, we don't even need him every season or every episode. If he just comes in and kills the scene for the whole everybody else, everybody's going to be the second best performance on that episode after his 5-minute scene.
I'm like, he's like, I know she's a Nazi. No,
right.
And
he's like, you should care.
I was like, damn. But he's like, but it's beneficial. It's cost beneficial for me. This is all about the money. I was like, damn. Like this dude's like, look, I'm calculated and ruthless. I am Gus Fring. I am, I'm just like, all right. You're the one dude that can play the same character over and over again, and I will not care.
Exactly. I was thinking that too, because it's like he never really changes from one role to the next. But I don't care. He's
not
so
lately.
good.
Not lately, right? Yeah.
Composed. I don't need to lose my cool because I'm just that cool, and it works.
Came a long way from School Days. Not that I didn't like that role, but Big Brother Almighty. Now he's the cool, calculated, extra super villain with no powers.
Yeah.
He's a Lex Luthor, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I dig it.
Yeah, man. So, before we get back into Lovecraft Country, breaking that down,
boy,
Quibi is shutting down.
No.
That was for all that advertising campaign. They really didn't make that work. I'm shocked.
I saw that coming. People were like, you should invest in Quibi. I'm like, first of all, this joint shouldn't even be publicly traded. How is that even possible? Like,
yeah, I never saw the fascination with watching micro episodes on an app that you have to pay for. You can't just do it like everybody else does. It's like, come on, get out of here with this.
Trying too hard to build a better mousetrap and you made a worse one, right?
Right, right. It's like Netflix already exists. Just make original content that people want to see on a streamer. Just do that and try your best to make it work.
So where's all their content going? Crackle?
Who knows? I mean, because what do they do that people want to see? The Kevin Hart joint?
The Kevin Hart joint, that's it, right? Like that can go on like Netflix or ABC at 8:00, tomorrow. Like who cares?
Right, because I'm not losing sleep over it. Yeah. J. King, what you think about that deal, man? J. King still with us? I guess you lost him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm here.
Oh, you here?
Yo, I'm here. I'm sorry. Yeah.
He's like the ghost in the machine.
I muted myself on the mic. Yeah. So, with Quibi we talking about?
Yeah, man, with Quibi.
I signed up for Quibi just so I could watch those 10-minute VNS of Reno 911, right? I didn't pay for it. I did the trial and gave them you got to give them a blank credit. You got to give them a credit card. I just gave them a one that expired already, right? I use that for anything I'm trialing.
I got to do that. I got to do that.
That is
my
life
God,
right there.
I got to do that.
Use it and keep your expired credit card and just use that. So, I watched all I could of Reno 911, and I'm gonna tell you something. That does not age well. Because none of the actors age well. Reno 911 did not age well for me. But I was looking for anything to watch beyond that, and I know it's 10-minute shorts, but even in 10 minutes, the content they were putting up there was not worth it. It never worked. It never landed. Like I tried, I looked up and down to see what they had to offer. I was like, yeah, none of this is appealing. And I knew it after after I watched all I could of Reno 911. I said, this is not gonna last another year. I gave it a year. I said another year from now, this is gonna be a thing of the past. But I'm shocked to know that it's over now
Yeah,
because
dude, 6 months.
that's really brief. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thoroughly not.
But you know what? I appreciate them going, this isn't working. Let's scrap it instead of just trying to hang on for dear life with nothing.
Well, they ain't got no money no more. They spent so much on marketing with all the celebrities and whatever the little bit of content they had. It couldn't have been, you know what I mean? It couldn't have been cheap. No. Kevin Hart and whoever his co-star was, I can't remember.
Oh, John Travolta.
John Travolta, the Kardashians.
What? He's not
cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
even the Kardashians aren't cheap, and even the Kardashians aren't cheap.
Ain't cheap.
You
paying Ryan Seacrest a grip.
Oh, I'll take one for me.
Right. Chris and Ryan Seacrest are just, all right. Oh, Quibi's going? All right, we'll liquidate our stocks then. Thanks. That's more millions for us. Bye.
By the way, gentlemen, this was a $2 billion streaming experiment. $2 billion.
Are you serious?
I wish I had $1 billion to waste on something.
Piss away.
Yeah,
Jason, how pissed are you right now? I'm pissed for the same reason you're likely pissed. Yeah.
Get the words out.
Yeah, he is just distraught. Say it, Jay.
Like, in a world when you have money to just go with anything, it's not even like, hey, we're going to do micro episodes and we're going to be like a next YouTube. No, we're going to make people pay for small episodes when they don't even watch network television for free. And we know what they're going to watch. It's going to be a great idea. It's like, how do you guys pitch your friends who have too much money to spend to invest in this?
It must be nice. It really must be nice.
Can I get on some of these people's Rolodex? Because I got them a lot of crap to sell. And it might actually make them money.
Exactly.
Javon, your mic's away again.
Streaming's already a crowded marketplace. They are and to have something that's offering you microbytes of things that you really aren't interested in. They were bargaining more on the name, the star power that they had attached to it than actual content. And I'm not gonna say that's the thing that sunk their ship, but I think a pay service where I got 10-minute videos. Hey, YouTube is still free unless you want to pay premium. And
every time that ad pops up, I'm like, come on.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously, get out of here.
You just draw now on Netflix.
And Chief has already said, listen, that week-to-week mess on The Boys is too much for me. And they jokers are popping up 10 minutes.
Yeah, not going to happen. Not going to work. Yeah. Not going to work.
All right, let's talk now about something that did work in a major way. Before I go too far with it, Javon, Jace, have you guys watched Lovecraft? If not, mute yourselves or mute us. And I'll wave frantically so you can get back on the conversation.
I'm way behind, so I'm gonna skip this segment.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on out because I have not watched an episode.
All right, I'm gonna just wave like this. God. So when it's time, stay tuned.
Okay.
All right, Chief Gunner, Lovecraft Country. I was like, everybody's talking about this. I don't want another show to recap. I'm enjoying my break from TV recapping, but everyone's talking about it. I need to get on this show. And I started watching I watched the first 3 episodes, kind of on the fence. Do I want to recap or not? I know this is really riveting to you guys, but this was how I was like, But after the first episode, I was like, dude, this is too much real life. Cops harassing black people. Why am I watching this show? It's not entertaining. And then that second part of it where the white cops got killed, I was like, oh shoot, I'm so about this show right now. And then they kept going to different genres. And then by episode 3, I was like, you know what? I got to go back and write recaps of these episodes because there's too much. There's too much that I have to say, think about this, and I need to process it by writing recaps. In every episode, they just went to a different kind of horror thriller genre with the undercurrent that, hey, racism is the most evil, despicable monster, force presence around, and these characters who are dealing with it in the 1950s are just like the, not even the predecessors, but this is still continuing today. And I loved all the different, like, you're watching one scene, it's like, man, why is this still a problem in 2020? And there's just so much to break down, dissect, and I wish we had done it every episode where we really could have broken into everything and just like dug in deep. But I loved how we had the scene with Ruby, how her whole storyline of, hey, being white is really easy. I don't even have to do anything. And it's such a struggle for me to break through in these areas that just come so easy for white women. And I love the symbolism of how every time Ruby returned to Ruby, it was like bursting through, like that caterpillar metaphor that we got early on, becoming a butterfly. Love that. That was just so good. And then I don't know if you guys watched Doom Patrol, like the first season. There's that episode.
I remember Doom Patrol.
Okay, so when they went to, oh man, the city where everybody was like, LGBT community, right?
Dude, I was reminded of that too.
And
that one scene with
where Montrose, when he was like, you know what, I'm finally just gonna step in and do my own thing, and just seeing how, like, through the whole season, how he struggled so much with that. And I feel like in some shows they try to be inclusive, they try to be diverse, and try to have LGBT characters, but they never show this hard, tortured side of it where everybody's not happy that you're gay. Like when Tick finds out, he's like, dude, don't touch me. He's mad. And it's like, thank you. It's the opposite of what happened in Supergirl, where everybody's like, yay, Alex, you're gay. We're so happy. It was like some straight up animosity and distrust, and I can't believe you've done this to me, and you're lying on this thing. So much there. And I'll get to my favorite episode of the season soon, but just how everything came together and was like, whoa, this is like a series that had a plan. And that plan came together so well. Chief, what were your thoughts on Lovecraft Country as a whole?
It was a good black show, man. You know, it was funny. It took you through history. It took you through the times. You know, the struggles black people had, and then it had its own supernatural dig to it. So, of course, just as I get to talk and the house phone rings, right?
Of course.
So I enjoyed every bit of it, though. The Tulsa episode was fantastic.
It was.
Right. That was the first episode you talking about. The first episode you talking about with the cops was excellent. The Bopsy and Boopsy episode, Bipsy and Bopsy,
Topsy and
Bopsy, that episode was excellent. Even the fact that they had the pickaninny look on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The symbolism behind that. It was just visually amazing. Plus the history behind it. Plus, I mean, it was just I enjoyed it. The episode where old girl went back through time and was living different lives.
Mm-hmm.
The department store one where she was getting away with being a white woman and they were just promoting her for no reason.
Right. Hey, here's some free ice cream just for being white.
Right. hey, you're white. Come on in, have a good day. So, and these are all things that conceivably happen, still happening, and could happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was just it was good. It was great writing. Um, Hell, I enjoyed it. Right, even up to the Shoggoth killed all the police officers
Yes.
when they were shooting at the house,
Right.
and he
Right.
came.
Right.
Yeah. So
Guess it worked.
it's just it's a series that you coming in like Lovecraft. I remember when I was like 2 or 3 episodes behind before I started watching it, and then I started watching. I was like, yo. I was like, I dig this show. I'm gonna, I know I'm gonna keep it going. Um, and I'm glad I did. I enjoyed every piece of it.
Yeah. Gunnar, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I was like about 2 episodes behind, but I was like, I want to watch this show. I just need the time to watch the show. Finally got the time to watch the show, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna reserve some time every week to watch this show. The first two just grab you. You're like, oh, this is history. This is like, okay, scary white people plus scary stuff, and then scary white people that would do with scary stuff at the same time. You're like, wait, this is nuts. And then like, I mean, like you said, like every episode was like a different like genre, but still with the same threads, plural, in between, going through it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yo, like first episode you got like, you got your forest monsters. You know what I mean? You got your whole forest monster slash, open the gate to hell type thing, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're the key, that kind of crap, right? And then you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. Right. Like
you had our Indiana Jones episode.
Then you had my favorite, like, Indiana Jones joint. Then you had, like, the anime tentacle lady. Like, yeah. I was just like, what the hell? They went to tentacle anime. All right. Indiana Jones, tentacle anime. Got it. Done. I wish they did more with the Native American character, but whatever. That's what are you going to do? Probably would have been one too many characters, right?
Probably.
I dig the Ruby situation where it was just like she was a white woman, but then they still kind of gave like a little nod to white women because, in the 50s, it wasn't the greatest for them either because they were just going to have to get harassed by their shitty boss, even at a department store. So I was just like, well, yeah, okay, there you go. All right, you're still a woman, it still sucks. In the 50s, you know what I mean? Well, now, but, definitely in the 50s. But everything was like, I mean, everything worked. I mean, it just worked. It just worked. That's it. I mean, everything was great. I mean, Christina
right,
being
so
the dude.
Let's talk about Tulsa.
Tulsa was great. That made me tear up, Bree. That made me tear up, man.
I was watching that, and I was like, oh, my gosh, there's so much here. Where,
the poem.
Yeah, like Montrose is sitting there, like, shell-shocked. Like, you see, how, like, earlier when George and Letty were seeing Tick kind of go off, and they were like, well, is he just shell-shocked from the war? Montrose looked like that. And, like, the whole deal with watching him and his father's relationship play out and how he was just like, I can't acknowledge who I am. And seeing exactly what happened from that moment of not even really acknowledging it, but other people seeing, his true self or whatever you want to call it. And the consequence from that, it was like, oh, man, this would be terrifying and you could see why he would bury it deep down because one of his most traumatic memories of childhood is people killing his, boyfriend, potential boyfriend, and going like, oh no, this will not work. I cannot do this. And, just the emotional moment of him and Tick kind of getting on the same page where it's like, listen, I understand. And then that revelation, you're the mysterious stranger. That was so great. And I just felt like, wow, this is really well done. And then when Letty's walking through the fire and they've got those songs and the poems going, it's like, dude, who is coming up? I mean, Misha Green, the showrunner, is just killing everything, like with the music selection. And it's just amazing. So
I think that episode was mistitled. I don't mind the title, but I think that one should have been called Full Circle. Because everything came full circle. Why is the book missing?
Yeah, you're right.
They gave it to Letty in the future, right? Like,
yeah.
He's a mysterious bat person. And then, there was like, and they explained what happened with the book in that episode, in the beginning of the episode, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's my son's book, right? Was that episode or the one before it? I don't remember. But I think it was that. I thought it was that.
Montrose that before they went.
Yeah, like, this is my son's book, right? Yeah. It was just like, how about Full Circle? Oh, the woman with the mechanical arm gave me this book. And I'm like, after seeing old girl's arm, Dee's arm, I'm like, hey, maybe that's Dee in the future.
Oh, man.
Gave him the book.
Keep that together. But, yeah, you're right. So much stuff. I can't wait to watch it.
There's a lot. I'm still processing, dog. I'm processing literally every episode still.
Wild stuff. But amazing. Totally worth watching. It's one of those, whenever HBO decides to do a free trial, if you don't have HBO, make sure you watch HBO just so you can get that free on-demand weekend and watch that show because it's so great. It's only 10 episodes, so you can do a quick binge and soak it up. But I know
between that and Watchmen,
yeah,
that's what I was like. Between that and Watchmen, I'm gonna have to buy that. I don't care if it's on the streaming. I don't care if I'm paying already for HBO Max. I just need it. Yeah, it's like one of those like I have this in my collection.
So,
So
my question for you guys. Would you want to see a second season, or it was all of everything you wanted done in that one season?
I could see a second season.
Chief? Okay, maybe not for Chief.
A second season wouldn't be bad. Did y'all feel like that was the end of it though? You didn't feel like there might have been a second season?
They haven't announced a second season yet, so the showrunner, Misha Green, was kind of like, well, we don't have anything lined up yet. And I wrote it so it could be one season and done, but we have more things we can do. Because I remember G.I. had that vision of Tick in bed with another woman that wasn't Letty. And, maybe they had a child, so we could have another kid running around who hangs out with older cousin / sister Diana and George. So there's possibilities there. There's always other plans. Yeah.
You think Tick is gone then for good?
No, I think they can bring them back to another
They
Earth.
could go to another universe,
so much.
right? I mean, it's so much stuff. And
oh my gosh.
Even if they
the
don't
book is done,
season,
right?
Yes.
The book is done. They've already completed the book. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like Game of Thrones where it's like, hold on, still working on it. I'll get back.
Right.
Yeah. But too much great stuff. All right, so Jace and Javon's homework assignment, whenever they have a free moment, can get back on to it and watch Lovecraft Country. And if you haven't and you're listening out there, we try not to spoil so much. If you haven't watched it, when you start watching, probably forget all the stuff we said anyway. So, all right, fellas, it is that special, magical time of the week. Do you have any nominees for Dummies of the Week? Gunner, you got anybody?
I mean, just the usual suspects, man. I mean, Bama's just the Bamas, man. The Bama's in office now. You know what? What's his name? Daniel. What the hell? Daniel Kuhn. What's his name? What's the dude's name? The dude in Kentucky. The DA in Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
His name is Daniel Kuhn. Anyway, he went ahead and he was trying hard to hide the evidence of the grand jury stuff, man. Like, not evidence, but tried hard to hide, like, I only gave them this is the only option I gave them. Like, well, dang. No wonder that was the only option they chose, because it was the only option they gave him. He tried hard to hide it, and then another judge was like, nah, we need to see this. And so shout out to him for being my dummy of the week, for even trying to hide through that kind of crap, knowing damn well in one way or another he might be the scapegoat.
Jace, do you have any nominees for Dummies of the Week?
Okay. It might seem like I'm getting political, but I'm not. My dummy of the week is one Mr. Rudy Giuliani. Somehow, Mr. Rudy Giuliani did not understand he was talking to Sacha Baron Cohen's daughter, Borat's daughter, and decided to take his daughter up to the hotel room. That just happened to put his hands in his pants, not saying what he was trying to insinuate, but sits on the bed, hey, puts his hands in his pants, and then this is actually a joke. This is a movie. We're filming this, and yeah, we're gonna put it out like a week before you and your buddies are on the campaign trail. So
wonderful.
Yeah, very much my dummy of the week, Mr. Giuliani.
Oh my gosh, why did I not hear about that? That's great.
I have two nominees. My first one is Odell Beckham for saying, I don't think COVID is going to enter this body. I don't want no parts of it. You don't want no parts of me. I think it's a mutual respect.
So how quickly does he have COVID now?
I mean, he's missed 2 days of practice due to an illness, but we'll see what happens, right? My other one is Rush Limbaugh for trying maybe to get some sympathy from a very sympathetic world by announcing his cancer is terminal and everyone's small violin apparently broke.
Oh man,
that's hilarious.
oh man.
Chief, you got one?
Yeah. Hold on. Damn, my small violin is broken too. You're right. I believe the guy's name is James Reed. And what Mr. Reed did was leave a letter on some people's door or at their door saying that since they were Biden-Harris supporters, that something bad was going to happen to them, and also how he wanted to anally rape Harris and kill Joe Biden, right? Here's the thing. As he puts the letter on the porch, the ring captures him. so I mean, no mask, full frontal. just I mean, he might as well have just held his ID up to the goddamn camera and was like, "Yo, come get me later." And of course, yeah, they rolled up on him, locked him up for making threats, to the homeowners, to the presidential and vice presidential candidates, and he'll be seeing some jail time off of this. I'm like, dude, if you're gonna do dirt, I mean, listen, you so anti-mask.
Just think the mask could have protected your identity.
Yeah, you
could have saved your life twice.
And protected your identity, and you wouldn't even probably be going to jail now. You so anti-mask, like, and he's looking right at the camera. The picture they got, he's looking right in it, like almost like he's like, what is this thing here? So yeah, he's my dummy of the week, man. I mean, you can't get no stupider than to see the camera, look directly in the camera, and still drop the letter. You know what I mean? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're looking right at it. You would think he would be like, this ain't the Evans residence, and just walk off. But that's not what he's going to do. You know what I mean? He's going to drop the letter anyways. I'm going to drop this regardless. And we're just going to see what happens. And now you know. Good luck, sir. May you not be thrown down and anally raped. So... Because trust me, from what I hear, there's a Fleece Johnson at every prison. So,
right, take us home, buddy.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Chief. Will you finish? I'm sorry, Chief.
He's on mute, so yeah.
Okay. I added 50 Cent because, not because his affinity or him standing beside Trump and whatnot right now. He's a rich man, so I expect that when it comes to taxes.
Yep.
What I say, because 50 is riding like he's Teflon. You got to understand, white folks don't like you. Everything you do is on the support. It is built up on the support of the black community. And when you start reaching away from that, you gotta either be on some Sammy Sosa, I'm bleaching my skin and talking without my accent. You know what I mean? You gotta be on that time. You can't keep making Negro content and expect a white audience to pick you up. They're not checking for you. You're still the dude that wore bulletproof vests 17 years ago and scared the shit out of them when their kids were listening to you.
Right. Do white people even have stars? Like,
right. Do they?
I thought that was for us. I know it's not intended to be, but I thought that was for us.
Right. It's like VH1. Hey, Gunner, it sounds like VH1 now. Yeah, right, no, like, we did not start off here, folks.
This is
where
Ours is mine now. Ours is mine now.
Stars is ours now. But
ours now.
So right. So 50, you gotta understand the simple truth, bruh. You're not universally loved or liked. Hey, Bill Cosby is in prison right now. Okay, I'm not saying you're gonna go that route. What I'm saying is they didn't even protect Bill Cosby. So when you have that moment where you gotta your so-called support breaks down, your universal support breaks down, you gotta return to the black community. You done did some scars and some disservice, man. You might wanna temper yourself. There's him. Jason took Giuliani because dude. Giuliani was in there. I gotta just piggyback that real quick. Giuliani was about to get socks nude, like old man socks nude, for what he thought was a 15-year-old girl. hey, go to hell, man. Go to hell. You can't spin that. You can't. Come on, man. Nah, I was trying to take my microphone off, but I had to get on the bed though, and I had to, stop, man, stop. I want to say this, like something that caught my eye this past week was the fact that T.I.'s homie allegedly peed on Drake, and I'm like, look, none of that Jason, that's been a news story. That's been a thing floating around on nigga news, and I'm like, dude,
yeah, I heard about that too.
He did. If he did pee on you, if this man pissed on you in any way, shape, or form, there should have been a fight, like an epic drag down fight. I mean, look, hey.
I'm thinking that's a
I don't
fight.
know all the
There's no way that's not a fight.
There's no way. The way T.I. told the story, it was like his man just stopped peeing and Drake was in the vicinity. It was like, oh God. Ew. I'm like, how does that? I don't know. I can't blame anybody. Nobody's the dummy. It's just that's a story where nobody wins because you're watching a guy pee on another guy and it's just happened. It's like, look, man, what the hell? What in the holy hell? What's going on with that?
Well, we gotta take him out of here. It's a.
Oh man! All right, well, that is a perfect note to end this episode, fellas. Thank y'all as always for rolling with me. Thank you all out there for listening. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.